Right guys, can't believe I'm doing this. This is like my first video, and unfortunately it's not a good one. You join me here in my reptile cabin, building, whatever you want to call it. Probably building would be better because it's bloody 40 foot by 30 foot. Everyone who knows me knows I love animals. Doesn't matter what they are. Obviously I prefer me reptiles, snakes, lizards and stuff. But I do love all animals. But the main reason for making this video, I wanted to get a couple of things out there, make you aware of a couple of things that are happening. Basically what's happening is the insurance companies that cover us, DWA owners, dangerous wild animal owners, so your stuff like rattlesnakes, cobras, but that also includes monkeys. Sorry, they're under a different license. That also includes, like, funny enough, things like camels. Also includes like servals, certain cat species. There's a whole list of different animals. I'm not entirely sure how many there are actually on this list, because obviously I've only really ever paid attention to the reptile side of it. But you can look it up online. It's very easy to find. Just search dangerous wild animal list, or dangerous wild animal list UK, as it were. I say quite a lot. Yeah, the insurance companies are stopping public liability cover, which is a thing that you must have to have the license, just in case animal escapes or something happens to a member of the public if you're doing a show or whatever. As a part of my license conditions, I'm not allowed to show my animals to the public, which I'll come back to. Yeah, basically it's stopping the two companies. There's talks here and there and all other why it's happening. The main ethos on why it's stopping is mainly it's to do with a like insurance like jumble, as it were, or reform, as it were, and it doesn't, sometimes it can't work out like cost wise. I mean, I pay £14 a month for my public liability cover up to £5 million, and you imagine if one of my venomous snakes got out, the claim isn't going to be for a couple of £100, is it? It's going to be for quite a lot of money, which I fully understand. I was expecting to pay a lot more than that, and I'm happy to pay a lot more because I love my animals. It's what I enjoy. They're calming for me. I could sit down here for hours just looking at them, watching them. Even though they are kind of boring, they don't do a lot. But there's a couple of other reasons that people think, you can just hear my rattlesnake in the background. A couple of things that people think also are the reasons why it's stopping. Because Britain's Tiger King did us no favours as exotic keepers. It did us no favours whatsoever. The media, typical, twisted it, or only showed the bits that they knew would be good ratings, or give them good ratings, as it were. Um, the other thing that people think, well, Tiger King in the UK, obviously it didn't show us in a good light. They showed the bits that would make good television, which could cause the insurance companies to be a little bit, I'm not going to carry on covering. We are a minority. There's not a lot of us that keep them. There are big cat keepers, private keepers, this, that and the other out there. But one of the other main things that people think as well is it could be due to the how do you put it, like the antis, the people that don't want us keeping these creatures. And what I say to them is these are my pets. These are just as much a member of my family as my dog and my cat. I'll come down here. I mean, I work 8 till 4:30. I'll finish work. I could be down here till 10, 11 o'clock at night, making sure their waters are okay, making sure everyone's okay. I've got a sheet that I run through every day for each cage that goes, like, check the waters, temperature, humidity, get the animal out, give it a good health check, check whether it's eating. If it's an animal that, like, you leave the food in and then it will take it when there's no one around, kind of thing, because they're a bit shy. But they are members of the family. Just because they're not your typical cat, dog, you can't cuddle up to them, as it were, but they are. I don't know what I'd do if I lose my animals. It's all of snakes and reptiles is all I've known since I was 5. I'm now 30. Been keeping them for 25 years, kind of thing. The other thing that is a bit odd as well is the societies that are there to help and work for us, as it were, like the IHS or the FBH. IHS, International Herpetological Society. FBH is the Federation of British Herpetologists. Chewing me tongue, kind of thing. Nothing's been said on the matter, which kind of makes me feel like, are you happy that this could happen? This isn't a video just aimed at them. This is for people to share far and wide and get our problem out there. I'm one of the lucky ones. I've got till December to try and find myself some new insurance. If I can't find the insurance, then I'm going to lose my animals. Not all my animals, just my ones that are covered under the Dangerous Wild Animal Act. And it is a scary thing. I've worked hard to get my Dangerous Wild Animal licence. We get vet checked. I don't know about other people, but my vet asked me 101 different questions to make sure I knew what I was doing. I was competent enough. I've got what they class as like references from people I've worked with that have venomous snakes, places I've helped out that have venomous, just to show that I do know what I'm doing. I've been keeping a long time, and sort of that was the next step up, as it were. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work. It's not just one vet check and that's it. They come back. I mean, I don't know about other guys out there, but my vet and my council, the licence lasts for 2 years. They'll come round, obviously, whenever I renew the licence as well. But they'll also do a couple of surprise inspections as well on me, just to make sure I am keeping everything how it should be. I'm not just doing it for the day that they come round, as it were. So, but just to give you a couple of facts on this, for the people that aren't in the know, as it were. In 2020, Born Free, they did a survey, and the survey showed that in the UK there are 3,951 privately kept animals that come under the Dangerous Wild Animal Act. This is a reticulated python, before anyone thinks I'm free handling. So if you go by 2020, obviously it's been 2 years, there may be more, there may be less animals, but if those animals aren't found homes, before anyone says like zoos and things like that, there are new regulations coming into zoos. So especially taking venomous snakes, they have to have the anti-venom and everything else that goes along with it, and it's not just one vial, it could be 12, 18, 25 vials depending. So they're not going to be taking on our venomous animals. I don't know about things like the cats or the mammal side of things. They might be able to find homes a little bit easier, just because it is a little less, well, not less specialised, there's a little bit less danger in it. And you think, say if, I don't know, 1,000 of them are mammals, big cats, little cats, camels even, but the other 2,951 animals are venomous snakes, venomous lizards, spiders, scorpions, whatever. They all need to find homes. If we can't get them out of the country to people that we know abroad that will take them on, unfortunately, then they will be put to sleep. And you're talking, say, nearly close to 3,000 possible animals could be put to sleep that are all healthy, happy, eating well. I mean, my venomous snakes, they eat week in, week out, no issues whatsoever. It's kind of hard to hear, really, saying it out loud. But the animal rights groups and things like that wouldn't want you to know that close to, as you said, close to 3,000 animals could be put to sleep that were happy, healthy, because we can't get insurance. It's not the insurance company's fault. I understand from a business aspect that it may not be their best thing to do. Which is quite funny, because if you think statistically, exotic pets are the 4th most common pet. Obviously not things like this, reticulated python, or blue iguana, big retics, cobras and the such, but bearded dragons, royal pythons, chameleons, crested geckos, 4th most common pet. You've just done a wee on me. That's crazy. And doing a little bit of Googling, within the last century, there has only been 12 people die from snake bites. And only one of them, and you're going to poo on me, great, and only one of them was a non-native snake. All the rest were adders and stuff out in heathland and things like that. So only one wasn't a native animal. And then when you think about it, in 2022, we're in the beginning of June, there have already been 6 people die from dogs. That's crazy. Already there's been 6 people die from dogs. I love dogs. I've got my own Belgian Malinois. Yeah. And he's like my little boy. Wouldn't be without him, kind of thing. But there's been 6 people die from dogs alone in 5 months already. That's crazy. And then doing some more research, it's like on a yearly basis, there's an average 100 people die in equine incidents. So things involving horses, donkeys, ponies, all that like. Statistically, 100 people a year, and including the dogs in this, you don't need licenses. You're not even vet checked. I mean, most of them from horses are probably accidents. People have fallen off. Horses been spooked and kicked you off, kind of thing. So, but the dogs, it comes down to the owner, because it's all down to how you raise it. If you don't raise it right, it's not going to be good. No different to a snake, really. If you get it, you do nothing with it but feed it, change its water, that's it. If you don't handle it, nothing. They're not going to be too happy about it when you do handle it. So they might be a little bit flighty. But there is no aggressive snake. There's no aggressive dog. There's no aggressive cat. But us as exotic keepers are being targeted because we're an easy target. I mean, going to the more extreme things. On average, 150 people die a year in related to guns. 2/3 of that being suicides. That's stupid. But yet, there's only been one recorded death of a non-native bite from a snake in a century. Yet we're being targeted yet again. But in the UK, it's actually easier to get a firearms license so you can have a gun than it is to get a dangerous wild animal license to keep a cobra or a rattlesnake. Which I actually did a little bit more digging in this. For me personally, to have a firearms in my vehicle 24/7, yes, it has to be in a lock cabinet, well, not a cabinet, a lock box. But the venomous snakes, they've got double locks. It's a separate room which has 3 locks on it. Plus you got to come through 2 doors to be able to get into this place. Which the first door has 2 locks. The second door is the UPVC door, so it's got God knows how many locks that are in them. And then you got to go through 3 other locks where I'm the only person with the key to get in that door. And then the vibs and the cages themselves have got 2 locks on. And I'm the only person that has the key to the key safe where the keys are kept in. So, how does that work out? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I can have a firearms in my car 24/7. I managed to get public liability insurance for that. That was £85 a year for up to £10 million cover. How does that work? But I can't get public liability insurance cover to cover my animals, so I can keep my license. Yet a condition of my license is I am not allowed to show them to the public. and they are kept in a locked room in a locked brick building which has CCTV in it, which alerts me every time that CCTV sees movement. Plus I have fire alarms in here that are connected to my phone, so as soon as one of them goes off it alerts me. It's just ridiculous. I'm not saying that the license should be easier. If anything, I want the license to be harder, because it's all done through the local council. Mine took, from me putting the application in, paying for it, which I have to pay for every time I renew it as well as paying for the vet to come. That I put that in the beginning of October, and I didn't get my license until the beginning of February. That's with back and forward between the council, making sure that they're happy, showing them pictures before they came out so that they weren't wasting their time. And that's also arranging with a vet to come around so that they can make sure, yes, I know what I'm doing. I'm not an idiot. The cages are up to standard. I made sure that my cages are above standard. Everything has UVs, heat lamps, watering system, humidifiers if they need them for obviously high humidity animals. They're locked. Even the making sure I went above everything that they wanted so that I could guarantee getting my license. Sorry, me iguana's on the move. Not only that, I made sure that the door to the room had a window in it, so in case an animal has somehow got out, I can see before I go in that room that the animal is out. But not only that, the security camera that's in there will let me know as soon as anything moves in an area that it shouldn't do. But, you know, I can't get covered. Right, well, I'll go put this girl away. Because she doesn't seem all too pleased, to be honest, having weed on me. Thank you very much. And I'm going to get out my monocle cobra, and then I'll get out my rattlesnake, and I'll show you that they're not mean, they're not horrible. All they want to do is get away from me. They want nothing to do with me whatsoever. And I'm going to stop talking now